She served as the WNBA's spokesperson. On the court, the self-described Bayou Barbie supported her claims with confidence, skill, and showmanship. Now, though Angel Reese stands by herself, deserted by her league, her team, and even the supporters, who used to sing her name, everything fell apart in a single, dramatic week. Following an altercation in the locker room, the Chicago Sky declined to defend her. She is not being invited to play alongside WNBA veterans. The most startling of all is that her name is being jeered by fans in her own venue. It's more than just a slump. This is a complete breakdown. And the leaked locker room audio, tweets, and videos all support that. According to insiders, it's career suicide. Sponsors are vanishing. Interviews are being avoided by teammates. And jerseys are being burned by supporters. What caused everything to collapse so quickly? Why is the athlete who was once hailed as the future of women's basketball being abandoned by the WNBA? The reality about the consequences from Angel Reese is more tragic, more personal, and more political than anyone could have ever imagined. You will be shocked by what you are about to hear, so pay close attention. We must go back to the beginning, before the news, before the drama, before the aftermath, in order to comprehend how Angel Reese's entire life fell apart. Angel Reese wasn't a newcomer to the WNBA. She threw herself into it. She came into the league as the most anticipated rookie. In years after dominating collegiate basketball and leading LSU to a national championship, she immediately attracted notice and controversy due to her charisma, audacity, and unrepentant personality. She immediately established herself as the Bayou Barbie, not hesitating to flip her hair, trash talk, and become viral whenever she set foot on hardwood, and it was successful. Reese infused the WNBA with new vitality. Millions of followers followed her every step, and she was featured on magazine covers, Nike deals, and shoutouts from A-list celebrities. She was a brand, not simply a baller. But pressure accompanied that attention. Each game turned into a message. Every error made the news. The competition between Caitlin Clark and the 2024 draft class became the primary plot point. By positioning Reese as the villain to Clark's hero, the league capitalized on the tension, which increased viewership, sparked discussions, and kept the WNBA trending every day. However, behind the scenes, bridges were beginning to burn from that rivalry. According to insiders, Angel felt constrained by the league's storyline. She had no desire to be a bad guy. She desired to be respected. However, the more she resisted, the more alone she felt. There was tension in the Chicago Sky locker room. Players started to silently complain about her demeanor. Some others thought she overemphasized herself. Others had had enough of being cautious. According to reports, coaches were torn between wanting to keep their stars safe and not knowing how to handle the widening gap in the locker room. The drama surrounding the All-Star snub followed, which marked a sea change in the narrative. Reese didn't crack the starting lineup even though he had a great statistical season. She implied bias and disdain by posting cryptic statements on social media. Veterans of the WNBA weren't fond of it. While some started to distance themselves in private, others publicly defended the selection process. A string of increasingly serious situations ensued, including lost media opportunities, chilly encounters during warm-ups, post-game walkouts, and an increasing number of sponsors withdrawing behind the scenes. The fans then turned. After yet another emotional outburst was captured on camera during a pivotal home game, gears erupted from the Chicago fans. Her battlefield was where her kingdom should have been. Therefore, it's not simply hype when we state that Angel Reese is done. We're discussing a collapse in confidence, a strained bond with her league, her club, and the supporters who used to adore her. However, how did it get to the point that fans, Sky colleagues, and WNBA players suddenly turned against her? Let's explore the video that turned everything upside down and the moment when everything blew apart. It wasn't simply another emotional outburst that started the fire. Rather, it was a direct encounter that was captured on camera and swiftly shared on social media. It took place immediately following a difficult defeat to the Phoenix Mercury. There was tension in the Chicago Sky locker room. After committing 5 turnovers and going 3 for 13 from the field, Angel Reese left the court without shaking his hands once more. Outside, the press was waiting. Emergency meetings were being held by the coaches. And the quiet broke in that locker room. Angel Reese lost it, according to a leaked report from a staff member who was there when it happened. According to reports, she screamed at a teammate who had questioned her defensive effort. The teammate, who is thought to be a well-respected veteran on the squad, retaliated by accusing Angel of being selfish and prioritizing camera time over game time. Things started to blow apart at that point. According to reports, Angel yelled, "If it weren't for me, you guys wouldn't even be relevant." The last nail in the coffin was the line, which was recorded on a teammate's phone and shared anonymously. Just 14 seconds long, the short clip became viral on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. WNBA players started subtweeting in a matter of hours. One merely shared, "You don't lead by discrediting other people." Someone else wrote, "We don't rock with her because of that." The internal conflict that had been building for months was suddenly exposed. Many of her teammates gave up on her entirely at this point, as the storyline changed from Angel Reese, the misunderstood star, to Angel Reese, the locker room cancer. According to reports, even the Sky's general manager became impatient. Insiders claim that he started looking at trade possibilities behind closed doors, not for the offseason but for the middle of the season. That was the extent of the relationship's decline. In order to bring harmony back to the locker room, he was prepared to deal away the team's most well-known player. Then the true twist appeared. Days later, the GM was questioned about the leaked footage at a press conference. Everyone was taken aback by his response. "No player is more important than the team's long-term goals, which we are assessing. Don't deny it. No assistance." It was a chilly, calculating phrase that conveyed it all without mentioning her name. According to reports, Angel was devastated when she watched the video in real time. Thinking the front office would keep her safe, her brand, in her opinion, was too precious to be thrown away. All of a sudden, though she understood what everyone else had already determined, she was alone. The teammates had turned. The general manager had turned. Fans were now waiting in line to witness the collapse. The story doesn't end there though, because everything was elevated to a new level by what transpired at the next game. A moment from which Angel Reese might never fully recover, and a startling betrayal. Angel Reese's redemption was meant to occur in the next game. The Sky were facing the New York Liberty, a squad full of all-stars and WNBA luminaries, on their home court. The stadium was full. There were cameras everywhere. Online rumors circulated that Angel would discuss the matter in an interview after the game. She had an opportunity to silence the detractors, restore confidence, and take charge of the story. Rather, what followed almost put a stop to her career. It was obvious from the first indication that something was amiss. Angel's teammates wouldn't pass the ball to her. She was completely open in the paint on several plays, asking for it with her arms raised. But the guards ignored her and swung the ball to the perimeter. Crowd members began booing and murmuring. Even whether it was deliberate was questioned by TV commentators. It was more than mere conjecture by the second quarter. It was an outright declaration. After Angel fumbled a rebound and two teammates walked away from her without helping her up, a timeout was called. The moment was captured on camera. In a matter of minutes, it became viral. All night long, the following cruel caption went viral: "She is no longer one of them." Angel made an effort to remain calm. She applauded, supported the group, and made an effort to be a leader. Her body language, however, conveyed a different message. She looked around the bench. Nobody turned around. Instead of sitting between the starters, as she usually does, she took a seat next to the trainers. Then the unimaginable occurred shortly before halftime. Angel approached the bench to give the head coach a high five after being substituted out after another missed layup. The coach declined. Rather, he turned away and spoke to his helper in a whisper. Angel remained still. Cameras panned in, social media exploded. It was dubbed the cold shoulder heard round the league by fans. And hashtags like #ReeseFreezeout, #SkyDrama, #TeamTurned, and #SheGone went viral. Before the All-Star break, analysts started to predict that Angel would be dealt players. Texts stating they couldn't play with her anymore were released by WNBA sources. Then the most terrifying part began. The only player who attended the post-game press conference after the game was Angel. No teammates. No coach. Only Angel, eyes swollen, voice shaking, sitting by himself at the table. She stated, "I came to compete here. I came here to win. I'll take responsibility for any faults I've made. I won't, however, apologize for my passion. All I want to do is play ball." She got up and left without answering any questions. She reportedly broke down entirely backstage. Weeping, trembling, and saying again, "They abandoned me. Everyone abandoned me." The worst betrayal, however, was yet to come, because one of Angel Reese's closest league allies went live on Instagram the very next day, and what she said might perhaps put an end to Angel forever. The consequences of the Sky's callous disregard for Angel Reese were severe, swift, and far-reaching. Social media became a battlefield in a matter of hours. Every feed was filled with videos of her teammates leaving, the coach not giving her a high five, and her tearful post-game exit. Globally popular were TikTok remixes titled, "The Fall of Angel Reese." Commenting on the incident, even non-WNBA supporters referred to it as one of the coldest betrayals in modern sports. The most surprising thing, though, was who joined the pylon. Less than a day later, Marina Mabrey, a former teammate and purported friend, went live on Instagram. It appeared to be a post-game reflection stream at first. However, Marina revealed something shocking halfway through. "You guys continue to portray Angel as the victim. However, behind the scenes, there has been anarchy. She doesn't pay attention, she performs for her own benefit. When do the cameras shut off? She is not who you all believe her to be." The fans were taken aback. Within minutes, the video went viral, and by morning, it had received over 5 million views. Sports podcasts referred to it as a career-ending moment for Angel Reese, and ESPN analysts started analyzing every word. Angel's long-standing adversary, Caitlin Clark, also quietly voiced her opinion, sending out a tweet with just 4 lines that threw the internet into overdrive. "The truth always surfaces." It was thought to be a dagger. Even though Caitlin didn't specifically name Angel, everyone was aware of who she was talking about. With more than 100,000 likes, the tweet thrust Angel's name back into the spotlight, but for all the wrong reasons. WNBA icons Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie, however, will not remain silent. Leslie informed reporters, "Isolating yourself and expecting to lead is not possible. In this league, solidarity, not ego, is what earns respect." Even Angel's former proud coach Shaquille O'Neal unfollowed her on Instagram. Fans saw right away. Threads on Reddit with the title "Shaq just got off the Reese train" blew up with theories. To exacerbate the situation, Reebok, the company that landed Angel in a huge endorsement contract, released the following ambiguous but informative statement: "We support athletes who inspire and motivate others. We are keeping a careful eye on every development." At this point, inspiration was the last thing that people connected Angel with. Analysts started to speculate. Would Angel be forced into a trade, a benching, or worse, an early WNBA retirement? But just when it looked like things couldn't get any more embarrassing, a voice memo leaked from the Sky's locker room. What did it show? Devastating. The largest impact came in the shape of a leaked locker room voice memo, which was captured minutes after the Sky's heartbreaking loss and Angel Reese's post-game tantrum. The WNBA community had assumed it had heard everything. A group of players that are thought to include Lindsay Allen, Dana Evans, and 2 unidentified veterans can be heard openly discussing Angel's future while laughing and making fun of him in the audio leak. One voice states plainly, "She genuinely believed that she would be the center of attention in this league. Allow her to cry. We're done worrying about her ego." Another answer, "GM is already aware. After this season, she will leave a trade as planned. Let her crash first, please." The file quickly gained popularity on Reddit forums, secret fan discords, and eventually X, previously Twitter, where in less than 8 hours, the hashtag ReeseLeak received over 1.2 million mentions. However, the most shocking statement was made at the end of the video by one of the voices, who was thought to be a coach. "Allow her to hang herself. This time, cameras won't help her." There was more to this than just tension behind the scenes. Angel was there in the center of this well-planned takedown. Insiders hurried to verify information. According to some, a player's irate aide leaked the information. Others think it was purposefully made public by someone in the Sky Group in order to expedite Angel's departure. In any case, fans came to one terrible conclusion. This was a full-fledged revolt, not a fallout. Once the face of college basketball, the most anticipated rookie in the WNBA, and the globally popular endorsement queen, Angel Reese now stood by herself amid rumors, sabotage, and desertion. Fans discovered her account was nearly completely deleted just as she attempted to reply, writing a mysterious "Y'all will regret this" on her Instagram story. No promotion for Reebok. No pictures of Sky. No tags for teammates. Nothing. Silence and black screens. But what's behind that quiet? There was a storm building. Would Angel clap back and reveal all at last? Would her contract be terminated by Reebok? Or is this really ... Is Angel Reese's WNBA dream over? Because what follows could be her last chance at salvation or complete failure. This is not the end of the narrative. It may even be the beginning. With her general manager betraying her, colleagues becoming aloof, WNBA players ignoring her, and fans leaving in droves, Angel Reese is on the brink. This is more than just a difficult time. She has completely undone what she has created since LSU, and the most terrifying aspect: her allies are dwindling. Here's what makes this particular moment so risky, though, or strong, because this might be the chapter in which Angel quietly vanishes, dismissed as simply another hype machine that bursts under duress, or the time she loses it, goes all feral, and destroys every bridge in her path to the top, revealing the politics, the lies, the jealousy, and everything else the WNBA would rather you not see. She may leak contracts, name names, drop receipts, and appear on a podcast. And since she still has millions of fans, this league had better be prepared in case Angel decides to fight back. We now look at you. Is Angel Reese deserving of this degree of hatred, in your opinion? Did her own coaches and teammates set her up? Or was this something she caused herself? Right now, leave your opinions in the comments section. You must hit the subscribe button and enable notifications if you want the unvarnished truth about this whole catastrophe, including what exactly transpired behind the scenes, which player leaked the locker room audio, and what Reebok is covertly preparing next. Because this is going to blow up. And when everything is said and done, we'll all look back on this day, the day Angel Reese went from rising star to a star that has been abandoned. The next leak is here. The next twist is here. And this is where you'll hear it first. Sign up. Remain locked in. Additionally, get ready for the upcoming, darker chapter in the Angel Reese saga.